So I'm here with Kyle Brownhill, and Kyle, first of all, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, mate. All safe and well, so I can't complain. What about yourself?
Yeah, good. Just enjoying the nice weather we're having, thankfully, and able to get outside and get more of a tan I would if I went abroad, I think.
Well, that's it. At least that's the one good thing that we've had with this weather. Because imagine if it was bad weather, it would make things a lot worse. I could imagine.
Yeah. Although people would stay inside, then that's the other thing.
Yeah,
I noticed you've got the lockdown beard going on as well.
yeah. Lockdown beard going on. I'm just gonna leave it until, like you say, can come out. So it could be. I don't know how long it's gonna go, but
Wow,
I don't mind.
you look like Tom Cruise in Castaway by the end of it, I think.
I would take that.
Now, obviously, you're quite lucky because you're a personal trainer. So I'm guessing in this time you've had your regular clients and loads of people wanting to get healthy in lockdown. So you've been kept busy, I suppose.
Yeah, as it's to be fair, I didn't know which way it would go because it could go one way or the other, I suppose, because people obviously have been furloughed from the jobs, so people aren't getting income. I didn't know if they were going to say, right, I can't do personal training anymore until we're out of this, but to be fair, a lot of people have wanted a few more sessions because they're at home, in a way, because they don't have to go to the gym or they're there. It's literally, as you like say, it's like over Zoom now. You put in a code, you're on a screen. You don't have to go out. You're in your comfort of your own home.
Get in
You
the
train.
garden in the sun.
Yeah, that's it. It's done. So to be fair, I've been really busy. I've got a few projects as well that I've been working on with a company, and then hopefully something else to do with kids fitness as well. So I've been pretty busy, to be fair.
Well, that's good, I suppose, and it's good for your mental state of mind. You're not just sat at home watching Netflix bored, I suppose.
Yeah, well, like I said, to be honest, the only time is I try and give myself is, like I say, at night time. I try and have a cut off time, because I'm one of them people that I'll have like a things to do list during the day.
Mm.
I want to get all that done before I chill out. Otherwise, like I say, it'll play on my mind. But it's been good, been giving myself that cut off time, and it's been working, chilling out at the night, ready for the next day. Because also you
Well,
got to give yourself time to work out as well. So
yeah,
obviously it's
you
having
got to do
that
it as well.
structure. Yeah, it's having that structure. So
Yeah.
I might have, let's say, a client in the morning, and I might have a client during lunch. So I might have that time in between to work out myself.
Yeah.
Um, it's important as well.
You don't want to let yourself go. They don't want a fat personal trainer, do they?
Well, exactly. Do you know what I mean? You can only practice what you preach.
What we'll do is at the end, you can give it a little plug as well. So if people who are watching this, who maybe haven't watched one of these before and want to get fit, then they can get in touch with you, and we'll do all
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
that. In terms of the football, then I think I was trying to work it out before when I was out on my run the other day because I'm keeping fit as well. I think did you only miss 3 games? We'll call it last season now. The season's did you get 3 games, two, three concussion, and one suspension.
Yeah, it was. And like you say, with the concussion, it was really frustrating. And I don't know if you ever heard, like, obviously at the time when I still was like, yeah, I want to play, I can play. But fair play to Jake. Do you know what I mean? He's got to cover his own back with, if anything happened during those games, obviously, like I said, the FA can come down like a ton of bricks. And especially if clubs that were playing against know have had concussion, they could say, listen, why is he playing? Um, so it was frustrating, but you've got to follow the right regulations. But yeah, I was just happy to play the majority of the games.
Yeah, that in that way you've been really lucky, haven't you? You've probably been about 7 out of 10 every week. Been really consistent. I know TY's bigged you up in that sense as well.
Yeah, it was like you say. I think this year personally, it's probably been my most consistent season. I think I think it's just that playing at this level now for quite a long time as well is I think just because it gives you that experience of the way the games are. Whereas obviously when you're young, it's a bit, wow, this is like, it's men's football now. Do you know what I mean? Takes a
Mm.
while to adapt. And that's why I think it's great with what the Gaffer and John and Gaz do with getting young lads in from academies if we can on loan, because I think it's really, really important, especially as well from the reserves, because I think it's really important for them to have a taste of that football instead of thinking it's all, like say, grass is good at playing under 23s football, because it doesn't compare to what men's football is.
No, absolutely. I mean, would it be fair to say, like, defensively as well, we've seen a massive improvement in you this season?
Yeah, well, that I think that's another thing. Over the past couple of seasons, being at Hyde again, working with obviously it was Daz Kelly as well, and Ty, and now Ty and John. We do in training. This is what I mean by I really enjoy Hyde because training is really focused on not only what we're going to do on the game day, but our own little bits in our units. So we might go off defensively and work on 1v1s or defending as a back four. Everything's nailed on. So when it comes to a game, we all know our roles and responsibilities. And like you say, I'm a big believer in consistency is key. So if we are doing like 1v1s at the end of a session for 10 minutes, if you do that over the course of the season, like say a couple of times a week or a couple of times over the month, that consistent key, it works for you. Do you know what I mean? It makes you better as a player, because then you adapt to when it happens in a game. Because in training we've got sort of like different styles of players. Like you might have somebody like say Chris Sutherland, for example, quick, direct. It's good to work on your 1v1s against him. Then you might have someone like Paddy Lane where he's running at you and you can chop either way. Do you know what I mean? It's good to work with those sort of players as well because you're coming up against these players that you're going to come up in the game, and it's good to know you might have to chop and change your feet different directions, or it might be if you're against a speed merchant such as Chris Sutherland, you might have to give yourself that couple of yards before you can go and obviously get stuck in.
Yeah, and obviously, I don't know whether it's kind of you curbed your attacking instincts a little bit this year to concentrate on your defensive side. I mean, when you first came, you used to just bomb on all the time and maybe sort of neglect your defensive duties. Is that something you've learned to kind of be disciplined on as well?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Growing as obviously I've played seasons. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to get forward, but at the same time, it needs to be the right time to get forward. That's what I've learned. So, because if I always get forward and then they have a counter attack and their wide man's still out wide in my position, all it takes is that one through ball and they're in on goal. Whereas it's just that build up in play. If we see we've got comfortable possession of the ball, right, go and join in. Or if, for example, I've got a winger in front of me who's getting at the defender and he's getting past him 1v1 all the time, I'll just keep giving him the ball. Because if he's having joy, I'm not going to stop that. Why change what we're doing if that winger's getting joy? Or if we need to change it, I might then go overlaps, underlaps. That's when obviously you have to. It's joy. You never know. Games are all different. So yeah, it's just you got to do what you got to do in the games, I suppose.
I've had a question from D. Mellor in Mosley. he says, "Will Kyle score this?" No, he hasn't. He hasn't messaged him, but you must be waiting for that first goal. I mean, it's been three. You've had three separate spells now, and you've really set down some roots, haven't you, at Hyde? And obviously, the goal will come eventually. But do you feel like this is like your sort of permanent home now?
Yeah, I do. Like you say, I feel very, very welcome. I know everyone around the place, so that's why I do really, really enjoy it at the club, and I think it is a great club for anyone who has been at the club in the past, especially the past few years with the way it is. I don't think there's many better ran clubs than Hyde, to be honest, and that goes from off the pitch to on the pitch, because I think even with I don't know if many people know that we aren't a big budget club, but I think with the way it's ran is brilliant. And it's like you can see the facilities around the ground as well. I think what they do with the community, I think what they do with the kids coming through now, I think it is really, really good.
It's good, isn't it? Because when you come out for training, the kids are there training. Some of you are looking at you in awe in a way, aren't they? When you come out and they're looking up to you and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good because, like you say, they see that, and they, at the end of the day, they want to get in that position. They want to end up playing football, if not, like you say, professionally, if not semi-pro, and getting paid for something they enjoy. That's one thing I think we need to look at as players is we're very privileged to play something that we love doing at the end of the day and getting a bit of money from it. So obviously that's where they want to go. So it is good for them to see.
Yeah, and obviously in terms of like players and the reason they come to Hyde now is to obviously just improve and progress, really. If you're coming looking for a decent payday, you're not going to get it, are you, really?
No, and to be honest, I think a lot of clubs this season coming up now are going to find out the players that want to play, because of all this that's gone on with the coronavirus, I think a lot of clubs are going to be shot with the budgets. So then some clubs are not going to be able to throw out 300, 400, 500 pound a week at players. They're going to have to try and get players that want to play, not for a lot of money. And I think that's what you've got at Hyde, especially this year. You've got a group of lads that are actually willing to play for each other. I don't know personally how much people are on, but I know budget-wise, we haven't got a big budget at the club. So, and you can see it on the pitch that we're all in it together. I know we're a young bunch. We've got a few experienced heads in there, and even experienced now. He's like down to Jordan, myself, Pratty, who are all 26 and under. So, and that just shows you that even though it's young, we're all in it together as a unit. And at times, yeah, it was hard because we were a young bunch, but I think it brought us on a lot, especially towards the end of the season. You seen us starting to kick on again when we got that team back together. We had a consistent 11 squad week in, week out. You could see it on and off the pitch. You can see it is a great bunch of lads.
Yeah, you're actually one of the elder players, aren't you? Even though you're only, I think, are you 25?
25, yeah.
25, yeah. So your class is one of the older ones. So I suppose like you get people like Reece York who come in Illiman, even though they come from football league clubs or Premier League clubs, that they're still inexperienced, and you can kind of have a little word with them, can't you? And welcome in as well.
Yeah, well that's it. You've got to welcome them in straight away, because even like say growing up, when obviously going back when I was younger, if you go out on loan to a side, or you go into the dressing room and no one talks to you or welcomes you in, you feel like a bit, do you know what I mean, pushed aside. I know it's hard, and people, it's a lot of things. Obviously, you're going to train a few times, and people want to see what you're about and stuff, and that gains respect. But I do think it's important to welcome them straight away, because if they're coming in and going straight into the team, they want to be welcome on the pitch as well.
Like you said, the team spirit's good. You've got yourself, Tongi, haven't you? Pratty's in there. Everyone's kind of cracking jokes, and you can see that. And players who do come in seem to fit in straight away.
Yeah, and I think it's important because obviously, like those players you mentioned, obviously Tongi's coming this year, but he already had an inkling what the club was about. You've got, like say, myself, Pratty, Jordan. We've been around the club now for a few seasons. We know what the management want week in, week out. We know how intense it's got to be. We're not just here to pick up a payday. We are here to improve and obviously enjoy football at the same time.
Yeah, and it's good. We talk about that spirit as well. You've seen it off the field recently with the money raised, virtual games, and there's the halftime draw tickets out at the minute. The players, I mentioned it to Paddy on the other day, the players are putting their fines fund as well. Everyone's in this together, aren't they?
Yeah, everyone is in it together, and I think it is a great idea what they've done, because, like I said, especially clubs like Hyde who have got small, but it's the same with a lot of clubs. A lot of clubs haven't got a big budget, and losing these games towards the end of the season has a massive financial impact on them. And it would be a shame if a lot of clubs went under because of it. But hopefully, I don't know what the FA are doing about it. Hopefully, they can sort out some funds where it gets, like say, goes out to the clubs and stuff, because at the end of it, we hope once this is all over, we can get straight back into football and straight back into obviously playing.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the season there briefly. We're finishing strong again, aren't we? Had sort of an iffy December, January, but towards the end of the season, barring that defeat at Morpeth, where we probably deserve something, we're on a decent run and look like we're going to finish the season strong.
Yeah, we started the season very strong, and then we had a bit of a dip, which we always knew was going to happen. This is why we didn't get ahead of ourselves at the start of the season. We had some great results, don't get me wrong, like say FC United away, South Shields away. There was plenty of results there, and then we had that little dip. But like I said, it was a young group of lads, so it's a new thing for a lot of young lads in the dressing room to have that dip in form. Like in the past, I've been in teams such as Hyde where we've had dips in form, we've had bad seasons. So it's just about getting the lads back up and the confidence back up. And I think once you see us get a win or maybe then a draw, the confidence came back up, and you've seen it on the pitch. Started to, would say flourish as a word. Do you know what I mean? We started to go, and then towards the end of the season, like I said, we had a consistent 11 going out, week in, week out, staying injury free. Maybe a few changes here and there, but you could see what we were working on in training was happening on the pitch because we stuck to our plan, really. So when we go out on the pitch, we know what we need to do to be good. And we always used to say, if we don't do that straight away from the off, we'll know when maybe that first half we're not going to be good. But we always knew inside, right, if we've had a bad first half, yeah, we'll get a talking to. But we knew we had the fitness levels in there. We knew second half you would get a reaction out of us. But sometimes that wasn't enough because the game might have been already gone in the first half. So it was always key for us to get that first 20 minutes for us to come out the traps, basically.
Yeah, and obviously next season, I know TY wants to keep the nucleus of the squad. If he can do that, then I think there's good times ahead, isn't there, when next season eventually starts?
Yeah, I think if we can keep, like you say, a solid group of the lads that finish the season together, I know some might want to go elsewhere if they're not playing, but pre-season's a new season. It's a chance to come in if you've got fitter over pre-season, or a chance to get into the side straight away. So hopefully, I do hope a lot of the lads return, because I think if we do and we stay together, we've got that understanding of each other, and that goes a long way. It doesn't take then whereas if obviously a lot of people left and you're having to get new players in, it's then rebuilding that tactical work that we've obviously you build on. I think if we can keep it together, I think we'll go into the season very strong.
Real nice one, Kyle. Well, just give a little plug for your fitness and where people can go if they want to have a session with you and get themselves fit during lockdown, or even when
if anyone wants to keep fit, I'm on Twitter. So if anyone needs me, just add me on Twitter and just get in touch. Or if you know anybody at the club that you want to get fit, just ask for my details, and I'm sure one of them will pass on my number or my email address, and you can get in touch.
Is there a website at all? Or?
I've not got a website up and running yet. That's in the pipeline to build up that.
Brill. Nice one. Well, cheers, Kyle. Best of luck.
Cheers,
and
Luke.
stay safe.
Yourself.
Nice one.
You, mate.
Cheers.